Hello world, another video. I'm going to keep making them because I think that is the best way to do it. Just overload myself with the idea of making videos about everything that I've been viewing, that I'm watching, that I'm reading, that is useful, and that I can say something interesting about. So I've just been looking at Iman Gadzhi, who I think is a good YouTuber, and I think he's a good entrepreneur in general. Someone that I think he's a good role model for myself in terms of trying to make side hustles and get out of a financial situation reliant on a salaried position. Because I enjoy doing my job and I've got a clear plan of what I want to do in the future. But in terms of my entrepreneurial skills, my sales skills, and my business skills, that's something that I need to improve on a lot if I want to really move into that 1% of people that really realize how they can make much more money than they're making today just by having some confidence, doing some uncomfortable things, and making things like YouTube videos. So I compare the amount of people that make YouTube videos to the amount of people that watch YouTube videos. I think that'd be a really interesting graph to see, and I hope people watching this realize it's not that difficult. You just got to post shit, just post stuff. That's all you have to do. But I've just been watching his video on 5 easy side hustles, and I just wanted to share my thoughts on them. He suggests 5 things: becoming a TikTok, YouTube editor, becoming a Discord moderator, remote sales for online courses, starting an online boutique marketing agency, which is what he did very successfully, and building a YouTube channel. Now, obviously, that last one I'm kind of already starting on it, but I wanted to go through the others and give my thoughts on them. So first, becoming a TikTok, YouTube editor for content. I think this is something that is a good way to make some passive or make a side hustle if you've got the time and you really enjoy the editing of videos. I know I've got friends I think that might enjoy that and doing that themselves, but I think it's maybe a skill that I also need to learn myself. Imam suggests some online short courses you can do on video editing, and I think I've got to work out a little bit more about how I want these to work in terms of the format, and then I can start editing them. I did previously, when I first started using YouTube years ago, have a really nice sort of intro frames and that kind of thing for the Neurojack idea that I had, and that I'm still kind of interested in, where I review papers and the like. I thought it was an interesting idea, but at the time it was a bit too. I wasn't in a mental place where I was able to do that. I think I had to work on myself first, and I think that's if anyone wants to sort of really start pushing themselves into side hustles and doing things more. I think first of all you got to make sure you're in a mental place where you're able to do that. And for me, I wasn't. But now I'm meditating every day, and I am exercising every day, and I'm in a emotional place, a mental place where I'm able to start doing these things. Look after yourself first. Once you're good, then you can start thinking about how you can really excelling, pushing upwards. But editing YouTube videos, it's a cool idea. It's just it's a lot of time. I think in my head, you're just spending the financial benefits of it. I don't think you can make that much money doing it, and it would take a lot of time. So if you enjoy making and editing videos, it's a good job to have as a side hustle. I've got friends I think who I could suggest it to. I will suggest it to you because it seems like a really great way for them to make some extra cash. Become a Discord moderator. Honestly, I don't really know what Discord is, so I can't really say too much about it. Feels like it's a bit like Reddit or something. Seems like an easy way to make some extra cash if you're into Discord, if you're online a lot of the time, and you're happy to sort of just moderate these groups that discuss different topics. So it might be a good way to make some extra cash. Not for me necessarily. Then third was remote sales for online courses. Now this was an interesting thing. I thought this was cool, but I've got a job. I work 9 to 5, and these are side hustles. So I don't quite know how I would fit that in. Maybe if I looked into it a bit more, I'd see how I could do that. Also, I don't know if I'm really kind of the sales kind of guy. Maybe it's a good skill that I do want to get better at sales in general. So maybe it's a skill that I could learn further. But Iman made a good point as well about the man who chases many rabbits catches none, and I think that for me is maybe a side hustle that I can work on after I've built built up my YouTube and channel, and made myself into something that is good. So, start chasing one rabbit at a time, and then you'll catch them all. If you try and chase them all at once, you won't catch any. So yeah, for the future, seems like an interesting idea. Number 4, which is how, like I said, he made a lot of his own money and started making upwards of 100,000 a year, and now he's on like last year he said he made 9 million last year, so good for him. Yeah, he just moved to Dubai, I think, so it's awesome. Dubai's not for me. I've been there, and yeah, there's just so much desert. Great, there's the world's biggest building and whatever, but no. Hey, maybe if it was a 9 million a year, I'd see it differently, because then it's definitely a billionaire's playground, or a millionaire's playground, I guess. But yeah, I am very much interested in it. I think I will look further into making a boutique, a marketing agency, because it just seems like there's a good opportunity to do that in the amount of spare time I have. Obviously YouTube as well, and at the moment I'm doing boxing, so I think I will learn about it, research it, and then next month look into it in a bit more depth. I've got to kind of think about really how I'm using my time, because I am the kind of person that will try and do too many things and then none will happen. And then I can, because of my ADHD, I can get it's emotional dysregulation, where I just get feel the emotions too strongly, and then I just get stressed out, and put my head in the sand for a while, which isn't good. But I am aware of it, and I try and find coping strategies to deal with it, and I've got a lot better at dealing with those kind of problems, I think, especially in the last 5 months or so. So that's cool. But yeah, something I'm definitely going to look into and start thinking about. Number 5 is building a YouTube channel, which is exactly what I'm doing. He says the positives of that is that he doesn't really talk too much about the positives. He talks more about the negatives, that it's a long tail, that it's going to take you a long time before you actually see any revenue from your YouTube channel, because you have to build a backlog of videos that people can watch. So you might have to wait 6 months before you see any profit from it, which is fine. I'm okay with that. And for me at the moment, I'm okay with that, because I'm finding it a really good opportunity just to think through my own thoughts and realize what I can do, which is helpful for other people. And I think part of that is seeing this journey, and seeing this progress from where I am to where I hope to be in 6 months to a year's time, and documenting that, and that, having that documented as well, for your own self, in your later years, being able to go, here's where I was, here's where I really grew up. Here's where I was really born, in terms of my ability to realize what life can be if you just be a bit different and do things that make you feel uncomfortable, and be more active rather than passive in what you do, which is, I think, a really interesting thing I think happens as well about personal development. And I'm going to make a shorts and then maybe a short video about that, being active rather than passive in terms of your self-development. And yeah, part of this YouTube channel is part of that, become actively involved in my own personal development. And I think, yeah, YouTube's a great avenue, great stream to both understand yourself, understand what you're really interested in by what you talk about to the screen, and make a fair bit of money and make yourself into a marketable and advertisable person that companies might want to hire, because they can see what you're really like on camera. They can view you. They can get an idea for what your positives and negatives are, and you don't have to difficult conversations like ADHD and stuff. I can talk about them honestly and openly here without feeling like I have to kind of. For me, it's a bit awkward bringing something like that up in an interview. Oh yeah, I've got a specific learning disability called ADHD. I mean, it's fine. I can cope with it, but it does make me a bit impulsive sometimes. So I never do, because I worry that that's going to negatively impact my chances of getting a job. And based on the fact that all of the applications that I've sent into to universities when I was considering staying in academia, I think I never got any interviews, and some of those I thought I would. I said on the application that I had ADHD, so the fact that I never got any interviews with those makes me think I'm not gonna. I think maybe it's best just to wait to bring it up more casually, because it's not something, it's just how I am, and that's fine. And clearly I've got, because I managed to do a PhD even though I have it, so it's fine. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. A bit of a tangent there, but that's being unfiltered and giving you my honest thoughts on Iman Gadzhi's 5 side hustles for 2022. I found it interesting, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.